Miss Willis, is your client coming? You're muted.
Yes, she said she was. Is she not here? Let me see.
See her. How do you pronounce her last name?
Shoal.
Say it again.
Shoal.
Show.
Shoal. Like SHOL.
Okay.
Would you like for me to call her?
Well, she needs to show up. Or have you already talked, Mr. Wilson?
We have not, Judge. Well, we've talked with CASA and the ad litem a little bit. I've not had a chance to talk with Ms. Willis.
Miss Willis, do y'all need to go, lawyers need to go to a breakout room?
We can. I'd like to call her, see if she's going to come on. She told me that she was going to be in agreement with everything.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
and I told her that we'd probably do a DNA test on her as well.
Why?
So, and because there are some questions as to whether she's the mother of this child.
Oh, wow. Okay. That didn't happen very often, but that's interesting. Okay.
She claims she is, but at any rate,
Okay.
can I give her a call?
Call her.
Okay, thank you.
Miss San Miguel or Casa, where is Diana placed?
At the Crisis Center in El Paso.
The child is at the Crisis Center in El Paso?
Yes, it's a child crisis center of El Paso.
Why is she there?
That was the closest place that had bilingual services.
Is it for, I don't know the word. Is it for children that are crossing the border?
Not specifically. It's just, I think it's in general, mixed, anybody who needs shelter, and they are currently housing 10 people, and they said at their max they've held up to 33, but right now they've got combined male and female population with 10 children there right now. And both CASA and I were able to visit virtually this weekend. I have a friend of mine who's a fourth grade teacher in El Paso. So, and I knew there was no way we were going to make it down there to El Paso and back before court. So I asked if she could go to the shelter and check it out and take out, take a tour and set up a virtual conference for us. So Casa and I could talk to her and see her and get our eyes on her. And she did. We were able to do that. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder, Bobby, if she could go to the place out. I mean, I don't know if we want to move her, but the place in Amarillo where the Gonzalez Zambrano children are.
I'm not sure, ma'am. And by the way, I'm standing in for Andrea. She has laryngitis.
I don't remember if she's on Gonzalez Zambrano. Dave and Debbie Johnson are.
Right.
No. I mean, just a thought. It's a real homey place and kind of up out there. I mean, I hear all but good things about it.
Right.
Judge, while we're waiting, I don't know if you saw my report yet, because I know it just went in today after meeting with the child on Saturday. But Diana wants to stay where she's at.
Okay.
And I think she just started school a week ago. And I think especially, I mean, at least until, school's out, before considering any other, placement change. And then maybe then, but she likes where she's at, and even, talked about, well, if your mom is, because she knew her mom was in jail, and she asked when her mom was going to get out of jail. And I said, well, when your mom gets out of jail, would you like to go closer, or would you like to stay here? And she still opted to stay there.
Does she speak English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay. Does your friend speak English or Spanish?
Both.
Both? Good. Okay. So is she out of jail, y'all? Sort of sounded like it from what Miss Willis was saying.
I believe so. I think I saw an email to that effect, Judge.
What, Mr. Wilson?
Sorry, Judge. I think I saw an email from the department or somebody else that said that she is out.
Okay.
So Judge, I'm back and I just talked to my client and they have all the information, but the guy that she's living with is been in a Zoom child support hearing since 10:30 and it still isn't his turn yet. So I told him to talk to the AG about getting a reset so she can get on the phone, but that's where they're at.
Okay, but she agrees?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Willis, you know anything about the hearing this afternoon? The other hearing?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's an interesting hearing. And if it's going to be contested, it's going to be a lot of witnesses, so you probably wouldn't be able to do it today. But there are a lot of interesting nuances to that case, so we're probably going to need a bench conference.
Okay. Okay. Well, Ms. Willis, if you don't mind, I mean, if you feel comfortable saying to the court that Ms. Scholl is in agreement, and I assume, Ms. Harris, that your client is, I don't think we know, right? I don't mind going forward if you feel comfortable with that, Ms. Willis.
I do, and the gentleman that I spoke with, both of them, that she's living with, whose phone she's using, is also in agreement to do services since he's in the home. It's actually his home.
Is that the gentleman that was arrested with her?
You know, I don't know.
I bet it probably is, because I think that both those people were arrested.
I'm sure it was, yeah, because the incident happened at that home.
Right. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to swear everybody in and we'll just proceed. Mr. Ostrowski, just hang tight. Unless mom shows, you're going to have easy money today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. So you want me to hang around?
Yes, sir, just in case she does come. And,
More than glad.
oh, thank you. There have been emails that said that Ms. Willis, Ms. Harris, and Ms. San Miguel, if y'all need interpreter in this case, just work it out with Mr. Ostrowski and we'll get that taken care of, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody speaks Spanish, but Miss Harris, you might speak Spanish too. I don't know that, but anyway, Mr. Ostrowski always has to come to court with us too. So, okay, so I'm gonna put on the record that neither parent appeared. Their attorneys did. Mom agreed to TMC per Miss Willis. DNA on mom. Let's see, whose case is this going to be? Oh, Miss Mouton. Who's going to have? I saw Miss Montes. Is she going to have it?
Yes, it's me, Judge.
Why is the Burnett unit not having the case?
Spanish speaking.
Oh, does Amy speak Spanish?
Yes.
Cool, I didn't know that. Okay. No DNA on mom, no placement change without agreement of CPS and enlightens. Ms. Willis, has she filled out her court-appointed attorney application?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna say by May 1st.
Okay.
Okay, no, mom's court-appointed attorney application due by 5/1/24. Or Ms. Willis's release, we probably wouldn't release you, but I know that just gives you a little bit more time to get it in than usual since she's Spanish speaking. Status hearing is 6/12/24. Mr. Ostrowski, can you look at your calendar and see if you can come to court that day? Did he leave us? No, there you are. 6/12, and I can do it at 9 o'clock if you want me to, whenever it's convenient for you.
June 12. All right. Yes, I'll be available, ma'am.
Okay, what time do you want? You want to do 9?
Anytime you want me, Your
Let's
Honor, you know I'm
do-
always available.
Let's do 9. So in case and it won't be very long in case you need to do something afterwards. Okay.
Will do, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll say 9 o'clock on 6/12/24. Mr. Wilson's department need anything else?
I don't think so, Judge. Well, in light of the child's preference to stay there, I was going to tell you, Judge, that the department's been looking hard for a closer placement with Spanish speaking abilities, but that, as you know, it's still as many Spanish speakers that we have in the state, we still don't have services like that sometimes. But we'll talk about whether to keep her there or move her closer in the long term. There were a couple of different people in the home from what the report said, Judge. So we certainly want anybody who's going to be there to be participating. I think there was a cousin, and maybe the cousin's boyfriend was also arrested, but whoever it is, we need them involved.
Okay. I'm going to say everybody in the home would have service plans set up. Okay.
And
Anything-
yeah, one more thing, please, Judge. There was, I think, let's see. I think someone had a copy of a birth certificate that went around, and then someone else questioned whether that looked like a valid birth certificate or not. So we're going to have issues of figuring out paternity. I don't know, and maybe if we can get some questions answered about that birth certificate, that would certainly help us. It'll be challenging enough to try to find him in Guatemala.
Right.
And Your Honor,
let's-
if you can send me a copy of that birth certificate, please.
Who has it?
I think Miss San Miguel had it first. Was it you? Oh, I'm sorry.
I do not, but if you send it to me, I actually I looked up the vital statistics records in Guatemala, and they are digitized after 2007. And with the number, you can look it up to validate it.
Did you find one?
The mom provided us with one on Friday when she came for a visit. So I emailed it, but I can make sure to email it to Miss Harris and Miss San Miguel.
Okay, and Costa. I mean, just email it to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. CPS to distribute birth certificate. Ms. Woodpin, whose name is on there for maternity?
So it is her name for maternity, and then paternity or paternal, his last name is spelled different. And then the child's name is different.
What is the department or items? Do y'all know anything about what Ms. Willis was talking about maternity? Ms. Miguel?
In speaking with the child, it says clearly that's her mom, and I think through a video visit, someone had printed out a picture, and she keeps it on her little side table by her bed, and she had pointed that out to my friend and said, hey, this is my mom, and she's very proud of the little picture from the virtual visit, and speaks about her mom, said her mom is her heart. And then she also spoke about grandmothers, that she has 2 grandmothers, one that's in the sky, so I'm assuming that she's passed, and then one that's in her heart, that it may still be in Guatemala.
She's a smart girl.
Yeah, no, after reading the affidavit, I was concerned. I expected a feral child that was probably with indigenous culture, and that's not this child. This child has been parented. She knows the basics, colors, numbers. She spoke well. She knew, like said, things to know about, things like that about, her grandparents, her family. She did say that there's a lot of drunks. Her aunt and uncle in Guatemala are drunks, or Uncle Cuco, and a couple of 2 other names, but one aunt is not, but they're all in Guatemala. So she had some familiarity, and I think she had enough. She's probably a little behind, probably about a year behind for her age, but she definitely has had some skills.
Did they cross the border illegally or legally? Do we know?
Illegally.
And Diana did too?
Yeah, and they've been here 6 months.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought they'd been here like a week, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah. No, the mom, I don't know if she helps the boyfriend, but I would assume she does, but she paints houses. So that's what she does for a living.
That's good. She works. That's good. And they live in Kingsland. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Is boyfriend American?
No, he doesn't really speak English, but he speaks enough English to, when I was talking to him just a moment ago, he said, "My bad." And I said, "Oh, you speak English?" And he said, "No, just a little bit." And I'm like, well, he's got the right terms down. He fooled me.
Kind of like I probably have the right Spanish terms down, probably the same equivalent. Okay, anything else you need, Mr. Wilson? No.
No, I don't think so, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Willis, you need anything other than DNA test?
Well, I don't know that we need that if nobody else is concerned. I just, I guess, Bobby, you weren't originally on this case. It was Andrea, right? And Andrea and I talked, and then Dwayne and I talked, and we thought that it sounded like that was a possibility. But my client swears she's the mom, and so if nobody's concerned about it, I'm not going to push for it.
Yes, Andrea expressed that same sentiment.
That mom's mom or mom might not be mom.
That mom is probably mom.
Okay.
Probably. Y'all are real positive today. Well, it makes me nervous when this even comes up, because it doesn't come. I mean, I think I've only had one other case, and I've heard of one in Burnet a long time ago about it. Let's just order it, since we're not dealing with an American citizen anyway. I'd rather be safe than sorry and have to screw things up and read about us in the newspaper, So we'll go on and order it. So anything else, Ms. Willis?
No, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Harris, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Vidler, y'all CASA need anything?
We just are concerned with the notice that she had teeth and is going to need, so it'd be good to get on top of that pretty quickly.
So
And,
you were kind of
vaccinations, et cetera.
She has bad dental stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that Ms. Montez will get on that. Poor thing. That's horrible. Yuck. Ms. Miguel, anything?
Yes, a plan of virtual visits and increase. I don't know how often she was visiting with her mom in jail, but now that she's out of jail, if she could have some, maybe set 2 or 3 days a week to have phone calls or virtual visits with her mom. And
okay, let's say mom virtual visits 2 times per week. Let's say for 15 minutes each. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. What else?
I'd also ask to look into her birth certificate, and then if any immigration assistance. I know CPS has immigration attorneys, but we would first need to get the documents and get them verified if there is a birth certificate. I didn't know about the birth certificate until today.
Okay. Well, CPS is supposed to distribute it, so we can go from there. See about that.
And I just did that, Judge. So it should be in their inboxes.
Okay. Okay, well, y'all know what the orders are. Mr. Ostrowski is going to interpret for us at 9 o'clock. Y'all, this will definitely be at 9 on June 12th, so put that on y'all's calendar. That's a regular Lano day. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I know rest of y'all have other cases that day. Okay? Okay, thank you. I guess I will see some of y'all in a little bit. Ms. Willis, do you know if we need to go on early for the 3 o'clock? Do you know?
I would think so. There's a lot of moving parts to that one.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll email Ms. Huh?
I can tell you this. When I talked to my client, who is a non-offending dad in Washington, he had so many answers to questions that Agata had that I called her and we 3-wayed, which is not something I normally do, but it did. I think it was very helpful. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts in that case.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll send an email to everybody to come on early. Okay, everybody on this case, on the Shoal case, y'all are excused. Have a good day.
Mhm.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks,
See y'all
Judge.
June 12th.
Angelica, are
Okay,
you there?
bye.
Your Honor,
Bye, you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Possible for you to let any witnesses in the waiting room, like send them a message that we know they're there. We'll let them in soon. I know I have a few medical providers.
Yes, I can send a message.
Okay, thank you so much. Judge, I think we're all back.
Okay. I'm here. What's going on, Miss Anna? Is she in the waiting? Is she in there? Oh, there you are.
Right here,
Okay.
Judge. I'm sorry. So the parties have agreed to extend the matter. And I don't know till what date. We also have agreed to include the Children's Bill of Rights in the extension order. That the department schedule psychologicals for the children. That we're going to try to attempt to get all of the criminal and CPS records from Washington on the parties, including the fathers. That CPS call and talk to Mr. Thomas Barron Jr. and for supervised visits until our next court hearing for mom 1 time a week supervised by the department, or however the ad litems of the department can agree that those occur, and that the fathers get some Zoom contact as well. I had suggested that those occur after or right before mom's visits, and that they also be supervised either by the department or the ad litems. Just because the grandmother who is placement right now, she's her service is just unpredictable. So to ensure that the visits actually happen, that they happen around the time that mom has her 1 time a week visit, and that all the visits be supervised.
Where's the grandma that has the children live?
New Braunfels.
Okay, so she's relatively close.
Judge, for the record, I did not agree to supervise visits as to my father. I thought it was going to be, hey, when grandma has the cell connection, she can pass the phone to Mitchell and he can talk to his daddy. They had been talking once a week remotely, and he is, not in the area, not a part of the basis for the removal herein.
And that, excuse me, and that goes for my client too. He's an offending dad. However, when you're doing a phone conference with the child, I imagine there's an adult on the other side somewhere.
Right.
So
It could be grandma or whoever's around, but I don't think it needs to be like formal where CPS or the CASA has to dial in to be there to
Right.
supervise it. There's no basis for that.
Is the grandmother maternal or paternal?
Maternal great grandmother.
Well, I think that it's not unreasonable for grandma to listen, and if CASA
Right.
or the ad litems, or Miss Bennett wants to listen, or CPS wants to listen, that they can. I don't think
Sure. Thank you, Judge.
And Judge, we also agreed that the children will not be taking any psychotropic medications until after they're so we can see what the psychological say, and to see if there's any diagnoses at that time.
Okay. It's going to take a while to get psychological evaluations back. So why are we doing those if the department may or may not be named TMC?
I think they're trying to decide the treatment regimen, Judge. The children have been on medications for an extended period of time, and they've been without them 6 months, and they don't want to delay if it's possible to get it done faster. But I know my guy, we need to have him vetted further. He has Mitchell as the only child, which is his, up in Washington. And there's a couple of kinks to work out to get him fully vetted and assessed. So we're looking at some time on this reset anyway.
Why aren't we starting today and then recessing for another day?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear you.
Why aren't we what time is it now? 3:37. Why aren't we starting today and recessing for another day?
I think the parties believe that there'll be some sort of agreement, and that's why they're asking for an extension, just to get some additional information so that we can complete some things before we begin. I would ask the court to swear in all the witnesses and order them to come back, though.
Okay, I'll do that in a minute once we get the date.
Okay.
Any lawyers or CASA, anything else y'all want to add? Then we're going to go to a breakout room and look at our calendars. We're not going to do that while we're on Zoom.
No,
Ms.
Your Honor.
So Judge, we do need the copy of the divorce decree for Mr. Barron and Emily. That'll be helpful in looking at custody orders before we get back.
Ms. Willis, don't you need that for your client, or is there a custody order with your client also?
That's a good question. I think I have the final decree on that.
Yes, Your Honor, my client had that, and she did send over a file marked copy, and it is in the Google Drive for them to take a look at. And she said she also has the one with Mr. Mitchell. I just didn't have that. But
Okay.
we can help them. Yeah, we can help them figure it out.
Are all of the divorces, are they out of state or are they in Texas?
They're all out of Washington, Judge.
I figured. Okay.
And
so it's the psychological eval for Savannah that's a little older from when the assault was being investigated.
But they're going to do a new one, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
It's from
Ms.
2020.
Okay. Yeah. Ms. Lang, what else?
I think that's it, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Potts, what do you need?
I don't need a thing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Willis?
I would like to have, I know we should probably wait until the hearing is reconvened, but I would like to have, my brain is not working right now. What is the acronym? They have a home study done over in Washington.
ICPC.
ICPC. Sorry. I have all these other things floating around, right? EEOC, whatever. But anyway, an ICPC home study done on my dad.
Judge, do we really need ICPCs on non-offending fathers?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. I mean, I had never figured that one out. I mean, some counties, yes, some counties, no. But it blows my mind.
So CASA's volunteered to go visit my guy, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'll go.
You're volunteering me, Becky. No.
No, I mean, I know Natalie did. The ad litem said she'll go.
Yeah,
Well, ad litem to go out of state.
And the judge approves payment.
I mean, I've done it in Lampasas a couple of times.
Yes, and in Atlanta.
So I can meet my client.
No. I'm not gonna pay you to go. I would pay an ad litem to go. No. Hey, good luck there. Yeah. Y'all all get to go places and I don't. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, good.
Senate can visit everybody in Washington while she's there.
Yeah.
You just went to Mexico. That's not fair.
Who?
You, didn't you?
I didn't go to Mexico.
Costa Rica.
Well, whatever. Let me think about that.
I just don't want to be bogged down on time, Judge. The ICPC takes long, and we're going to be pushing hard for dad to get to be dad under the current possession orders as a non-offending parent. So whatever the court needs to be able to help make that decision quickly is really what we're asking.
Okay, Miss Donnell, I don't think this has come up since you've been a supervisor. And I swear I get different answers from all my counties. I never really figured out why you need an ICPC on a parent either.
We do not.
Placement, grandparents, yeah, which is still sort of weird, but I got that one. So if y'all are saying we don't need it, but sorry, I have hair floating around. But it's always good for the ad litem or a ad litem to check out things also. So Ms. Bennett, if you can, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that though. You're muted.
I don't know that I would be able to do it before our next hearing if it's gonna be a week or two. And I think one hearing is in a hotel, so I would rather go when they're in a place to.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna go to a hotel.
Right.
And we're not
We're-
going children to a hotel. Yeah.
We're within a couple of weeks of that changing, so as
Okay.
we're,
Well,
as
then
we're
we'll-
speaking.
We'll talk about it at the other hearing, so.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Willis, anything else you need?
I just wanted to make it clear, even though we're not on the record or anything like that, that my client has sent me a bunch of pictures of him with his children in the recent years. And mom had stated, at least it's in the affidavit, that he has not seen the kids since Raymond was 6 months old, and that's just not true. He has a good relationship with his kids. But other than that,
I would agree that the affidavit is inaccurate on that, because my client has said that yes, he has had a relationship with the children.
Okay, Ms. Willis, circulate those pictures to everybody, please.
working on it. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fowler, what do y'all need?
Nothing at this time, Your Honor. We've gotten all the weekday ministry. We're getting the kids some clothes, and we're just waiting to hear back from that. The kids are in school right now, and there's no need from the current placement for the children.
There's no what?
No needs, like
No needs. Okay, I got it. Okay, I couldn't hear you. Okay, thank you. Ms. Bennett, what do you need in the interim?
I mean, I guess just access to the kids, and my big thing was just to agree to no psychotropic medicines right now while this is all in process. That's a very concerning issue for me. Is the
Right.
medications.
Okay, well, those are all written down. So, okay, everybody stay here. Other than the lawyers and CASA, let's go to breakout room and we'll look at bring your calendar. Okay, Ms. Simpson, if you can send us, please. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Your
Yes, I
Honor.
can hear you.
I'm having some issues with my. Okay, let me leave and I'll come back in just a second. Truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. It's my understanding that the attorneys have reached an agreement for an extension in this case. This case will be extended until 1 o'clock on Tuesday, May 7th. I will be in Burnett. Ms. Vanna will be in Burnett. The rest of y'all attorneys in CASA, do y'all want to appear via Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's fine.
Okay, so other than myself and Ms. Vanna, everybody else can appear via Zoom. The case will get continued to the next day if we don't get finished on the 7th. Lawyers in CASA, the 7th is past was one day past the 14 days that I can extend the previously entered orders. Do y'all have any objection to that?
No objection.
No. Ms. Potts?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. I assume everybody else is good with that too.
Yes,
We are going to do supervised visits and contact as arranged by placement, CPS, and the ad items. The department is going to work on getting Washington CPS criminal records on all the parents. This department is going to set up a psychological evaluation for all the children. The Children's Bill of Rights is going to be applied to this case, and what that means, it's about a 3 to 4 page document, single space, looks like to me, of rules that apply in all type of family law cases. It's what you can and you can't do in family law cases, like say I want my kid to put a picture of me next to their side of the bed. Well, the father can't come and say, you're not going to have a picture of her and slam it down on the ground. You can't say, oh, when CPS gets out of your life, we're going to go to Six Flags. You can't say that. You can't say that stupid judge, that dumb CASA. You can't say anything like that. You have to maintain status quo and just let, when you talk to children, just talk about how you do in school. Don't say, oh, I'm going on a vacation tomorrow. Just chill and maintain everything so we don't get the children all riled up. That's just a couple of examples, but that's the whole main gist of it. Miss Hyde is to provide the divorce decrees or custody orders regarding all the children. Ms. Potts will get those and circulate those to CPS, CASA, and the lawyers. Placement remains with the grandmother in New Braunfels. The children are not to be placed on any psychotropic medicines at this time. CPS and the ad litem's can observe any of the visits by any of the parents, and grandma is to be placement grandmother is to be listening to the phone calls, supposed to be on speakerphone or however y'all are going to do that. Let's see. I think that's all of the agreements that everybody has other than the extension of the emergency orders. Does everybody understand? Okay. Witnesses, y'all have been sworn. If you've been served with a subpoena or asked to come today, you are still under that subpoena since you're not until you're excused or released by the court. Okay. So talk to the respective attorney that subpoenaed you or asked you to come today, and they can give you a better gist of where we are, what time you're going to be needed, if you're even going to be needed. Okay. Anybody need anything else today? Lawyers, CASA?
Your Honor, I just wanted to be sure that we get those visits in once a week.
Okay. Like for the mother and the dads can Zoom a couple of times a week, however they want to work that out.
Right. And is it okay for mom to have phone calls since dad phone calls?
We would ask that they be supervised.
By grandma?
They're all supervised. I would say mom, let's do mom 2 times a week, dad's 2 times a week also. Those of y'all that were in the waiting room, I noticed there was somebody called observer, somebody with initials, somebody named Laura, somebody named Anna B. If you do not have if you don't have your full name in here, next time, the rules are you have to be able to be identified by me just looking at a name. And I don't know people, your name, you're not Prince, you're not Cher. So I don't know who you are if you just have one name in there. So I need to be able to have your full name when you log in next time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Well, good luck to everybody. And I look forward to seeing everybody at 1:00 p.m. on May 7th. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Miss Trinidad, hang on with me, please.